Hey people, welcome back. And in this session, I'll just speak about the 7QC tool. Before we go and talk about the 7QC tool, let's understand a bit of background of that. So there was a warrior in Japanese monk. He was a Japanese monk, lived in Japanese maybe around somewhere around, maybe nearly around 1000 century. So Benkei was a person who used to arm himself with the 7 weapons and often depicted carrying these on his back always, which was in addition to his sword, he carried a axe and rake, a sickle, wooden mallet, a saw, iron staff, and a Japanese glaive. So the name is coming here that he used to carry these 7 weapons. And basically that was the origin of the 7QC tool, which was used as an inspiration by Mr. K. Ishikawa. K. Ishikawa was one of the quality guru from the Japan somewhere around 1950. So we all remember that in 1950, what happened in 1945? World War II, right? World War II ended here in the 1945. How the World War II ended? When US dropped atom bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki of the two of the main industrial hubs of Japan, and the Japan was on its toes. They were really struggling to survive. Then too, there are too many defects for in the industry. And at that time, though in the 1920, SPC was implemented or developed by Mr. Walter A. Sheward, but it was not very user friendly, or it was not something that the people who are working at let's say a line level or the operator level, they were not that statistically familiar with these things. They could not use that. So that's how this not become popular. But the later, when Ishikawa understood this problem, that Japan is really surviving on his toes, it is very difficult for Japan to reduce the defect. We need to do something. So Japan, along with Deming and a couple of other quality pioneers, came together and they started thinking about something that how we can reduce this defect. So to reduce this defect, they thought of developing some of the tools and technique. So then the inspiration came to Mr. Ishikawa that Benkei, basically Benkei was the one who can kill the enemy. So who was the enemy? Enemy for the process was the defect, and the tool or the weapons for the process became the 7QC tool. That is the history behind that. So the similar way as Benkei was carrying the 7 different weapons to kill the enemy, the similar way Ishikawa gave the 7 different weapons as in 7QC tool to the operator to kill the enemy, and the name of the enemy is the defect in the process. So basically these 7QC tool are mix of statistical and the practical problem solving or business problem, which is the statistical and non-statistical tool. It's a mix of. So which are those 7QC tool? Those 7QC tool are, first one come as in check sheet. Check sheet, basically it's a data collection format. I will be explaining in the next sessions about the detail of each of 7QC tool, where you collect the data which can be used for the future analysis. Number 2, we go with the histogram. Number 3, check sheet. Histogram will help you to see the data historically, how the graph of the data or the picture of the data look like. So you have the check sheet, histogram. Then number 3 is the Pareto chart, which was developed by Mr. Wilfredo Pareto to prioritize the vital few and tribal milling. Number 4, cause and effect diagram based on the Ishikawa. Cause and effect diagram. This is also called as an Ishikawa diagram. Oh, this is also called as a fishbone diagram because it look like as a fish. Number 5, stratification. Number 6, scatter plot. And number 7 are the control chart. So these are the basic 7QC tool, though you must have heard about many other problem solving tool as well. Maybe you heard about the run chart. I'm just giving some name. Maybe you heard about the box plot, PFD, which stands for process flow diagram. Maybe you know about like as there are many other tool, maybe multivary chart. And many more techniques. So these are also the problem solving tool, but the originally which was developed in 1950, which was given the theory of 7QC tool by Ishikawa, these are the original 7QC tool, and the later these tool added into this part. So all remains together as a problem solving tool only, but somebody asks you, okay, why flowchart is not a 7QC tool? You say flowchart is a part of the problem solving tool, but the original tool which was developed by Ishikawa was this, and these are the tool which was later discovered. That's how this works. So that's all about the history and the background of the 7QC tool, and I will be informing you about the other 7QC tools soon. Like as in the next session, I will be giving you the information about how we can go in detail and do these analysis with the help of 7QC tool. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next session.